Hi guys, welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2, where in the first episode of this series we had completed our first job to Chelmsford, and we're now going to take a new job to get us on towards buying our own truck, hopefully. So I'm going to click on Chelmsford on the map, makes all the jobs just be from Chelmsford. I think we'll go Grimsby, from Aldi in Chelmsford to TNT in Grimsby. I'm going to stay in the UK for now, so take that. I prefer to stay in the UK for the first sort of 3 jobs whilst I get some money in and get ready to buy my first truck, and then we'll be all over Europe hopefully. Just have a look outside, see what we've got here. We've got a sail plan trailer, a very, is that bright green, bright yellow, a quite bright truck. Nice dashboard though, I'll say I like the Iveco dashboard, it's quite nice. Okay, so let's head out of here. There's a truck dealer immediately opposite, which hopefully we will discover. Yes, there you go. Look, we've discovered the truck dealer opposite. So we've now discovered a Mercedes-Benz truck dealer. It's always good to have more than one truck dealer open to you. I've obviously got Volvo in London because I said that my preferred truck design was Volvo. But now we've got Mercedes-Benz as an option as well. But I do actually quite like this Iveco. This is quite nice. Quite like the look of this one. The indicators seem very quiet on it as well, to me. But there you go. Right, there we go. I'm sure they auto-cancelled, didn't seem to then. Quite a few people standing around there, must be an office building all on their break or something. What's the time? 12:12? They're probably on their lunch break. Keep an eye on what the AI is doing. Police car, there you go mate, off you go. So, we'll come out of Chelmsford on our way to London, so we'll be going up the A12 to the M25 I guess. And then we've got to go round to the A1 somewhere, so we might go up the M11 past Cambridge to get to the A1, or might go straight round the M25 and pick up the A1. I'm not sure which way it will send us, but we'll see. You can see we're on the A12, but we're going off here, so I guess this is going on to the M25, I'm not sure. Lights are changing again, so we're not going to get across yet. Police, hello there. So yeah, we completed our first job. We got to Chelmsford, dropped that one off. We've now got this one going up to Grimsby. And when we buy our first truck, my first Volvo from London probably, it'll get delivered to our garage in Cambridge. So in some ways it's not a bad idea not to be too far away from Cambridge, because then you're not shifting massively across the world when you buy your truck. It doesn't matter that much, but I do like to sort of do the first few jobs in the UK, knowing that as soon as I've got my own truck I'm going to be heading here, there and everywhere really. The occasional trip back to the UK, but the vast majority of them all over Europe once we've got our truck, so plenty of time for that. I should say that I have also got installed, and you need for Promods actually, all the DLCs. So Going East, Scandinavia and Vive la France are all installed, and you do need those I believe for Promods to work, the latest version of Promods. I should have said that in the first video, but I do have all the DLCs installed, and I would anyway because I think they add a lot to the game. Can't say I spent a great deal of time driving up in Scandinavia, so that might be something that we do a bit of possibly. If you guys have got any ideas of where you might like to see me driving, let me know. Any particular routes you like the look of? Always open to suggestions. Depends, of course, on the job being available. But yeah, give me a few options and we can try and find something that will fit, hopefully. Nice lake there. I assume that's a lake, not a river, is it? Looks a bit lake-like to me. Looks like a bit of a lake with an island in it now. I don't think that's a river, I think that's a lake. Police car again. Well, that could be a river. It seems to keep going a fair way. Well, don't know the area that well to be able to comment on what it is, to be frankly honest, but it looks like it's coming to an end now, so I think it's a lake. Very nice though, very pretty driving by that. It'd be cool if there were people fishing. Maybe there were, and I just didn't see them. So this, I think, is the M25 we're coming to now, because that sign was pointing left to the M25, and I'm assuming that once I go around here, I'm getting onto the M25 going in the opposite direction. That's what I'm assuming. I may be wrong. Let's just see if we can work out where we are once we get round here. The route advisor sat-nav thingy doesn't actually tell us, but the sign here will, and we're on the M25, so we are roughly where I thought we were. And I suspect, by the look of it, we're going off at the next junction, so I assume that's going to be the M11. Yes, it is. So we're going to go up the M11 past Cambridge, then probably A14, I guess, up to Peterborough area, where we'll pick up the A1 going up to Grimsby. I'd imagine that's going to be the route. Something along those lines, anyway. It's not unreasonable. Sort of. I suppose the only alternative really would be to go round the M25 all the way until you get to the A1 junction itself at the South Mim services and go straight onto the A1 and straight up to Grimsby, basically. But the route advisor's not sending us that way, so we'll go this way. We'll follow the route advisor. So he's just getting hopelessly lost. Not too bad in UK, but once I get started driving around Europe, I do need a route advisor because then I won't know where I am. I haven't driven in Europe in a long time, so I have to say I'm far from an expert on that, so I'll need a route advisor then. I'm going to move into the inside lane. Good practice for truckers, be in the inside lane unless you really need to be out there. As a car driver, there's nothing worse than getting stuck behind a truck in the fast lane that's trying to overtake a truck in the slow lane and hasn't really got the power to do it, and you get stuck behind them for ages and you think, why are you out here? Why aren't you just sitting behind that other truck, mate? So I tend to stick in the leftmost lane wherever possible. Perhaps I'm just kind like that. At least it leaves that outside lane for the cars to go shooting by, and it tends to mean that the AI does less strange things to annoy me and cause accidents. So if you keep out of its way, it seems to pretty much behave itself. And if you do need to move into another lane, you sort of have to bully the AI to an extent, like you indicate and move out there and make it give way to you, which most of the time it does. As long as it's not too close when you move out, because then they'll just plough straight into the back of you because it's not that clever, but it has got a lot better, as I said in the previous video. It's streets ahead of where it started, but AI is AI at the end of the day. I don't think there's a game where AI is perfect, not by a long way. Try playing the bus simulator OMSI, then you'll find out what AI is all about. Absolutely crazy, especially the taxis. Some of these German cities when you're driving buses, oh, they're a nightmare. But Eurotruck AI, yeah, it's getting much better, I think. There are mods which apparently you can get which are supposed to improve the AI. I haven't actually seen any reviews of them that suggest any of them are particularly effective at making the AI any better than standard, but if anybody knows different, let me know if you know a good one. Bear in mind we're on version 1.27 now, so it needs to be compatible with that. If there's one out there that's compatible and works well, I'm willing to give it a try. But the AI is not too bad, it is getting better as I say, so we don't seem to be having too many problems with it at the moment. So we're on the M11 now. As I said last time, anybody who doesn't know, M11 connects Cambridge to London, so we're going London to Cambridge now. We're heading north on the M11. For a motorway, it's unusual only to have 2 lanes, but most of the M11 is actually like that. For some reason, they built it with only 2 lanes. Most motorways in the UK have 3 lanes either side. And the M25, to be honest, could do with 5 either side, like an American freeway, but there you go, it doesn't, so... But the M11, yeah, has 2 lanes either side a lot of the way. Is he going to let me out? No, he's not, is he? Yeah, he is now. See what I mean by bullying the AI? I sort of bullied him into letting me out. Don't think he was going to begin with there. So we're coming on to the A14 now. So that would be Cambridge that we've just gone by. The M11 comes up to roughly Cambridge, turns into the A14 effectively. And then you go straight up, get to around the Peterborough area, and you go on to the A1. See, A1 was on the signpost there. He's not giving way either. Wow, let me out into the outside lane. You don't want to, do you? Right, I'm going out there now. Only because I knew that you have to be in this lane to get past the right bit of this junction. And now I'm out here, I'm going to stay out here because the next junction is the same, if I remember rightly, on this bit. I'm afraid they're going to have to follow me for a little while. Because if I move back into the left lane, I'll have trouble getting back out here again. So now we're on to the A1. That's M11, A14, A1 in fairly quick succession. It's actually around Huntingdon I think you get onto the A1 actually before Peterborough. So you come past Cambridge on the A14 up to around about Huntingdon way, and that's where you get onto the A1. Looks like we've got some roadworks here, so I'm just looking for the speed limit, 30. So I will move into the inside lane now. So we're in a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. I'll leave the outer lane free for the cars, even though they can't really go any faster or go past me or anything, but I do quite like the interior of this Iveco truck, I've got to say. I don't think I've driven many of the Ivecos in the game, but I do actually quite like this. Steam has various achievements that you can reach, and one of them I think is to drive a certain number of miles in each make of truck. I've generally sort of stuck with Volvo or Mercedes-Benz as a rule, but you can get to that achievement by, I think you have to drive 5,000 miles or something in each make, something like that. So you'd have to do some in a Renault, some in a Scania, some in Iveco, some in a DAF. So yeah, worth thinking about, I suppose, if we're looking at achievements. There is one which is called Bon Voyage or something like that, which is visiting cities in France following the Vive la France DLC. There's a sightseer one. There's a landmark tour. be various places across Europe, I would imagine. I'm not sure what all the landmarks in it are. I haven't seen anything which actually lists them. One would assume they could be like if you went to Paris, maybe Arc de Triomphe or Eiffel Tower or something. So maybe going by Paris will get you that one, I don't know. Could be things like that, I guess. I usually sort of set my own objectives at the start of the game, so initially I would say the first thing I want to do is get up to the best lorry, which is around about level 20, truck, whatever you want to call it. Best truck I think is around about level 20, it isn't Volvo's anyway I think, and then customise it, improve the garage in my home city of Cambridge, and buy garages, probably one in each country. What else? After you've done all that, on the way of course you'd discover as many truck dealers and recruitment agencies as you can. By the time you've done all that, fill up all the skills, so get maximum on long distance, ADR, fragile cargo, all of those, eco driving, just in time delivery. So that takes about 20 odd levels I think. And once you've done all that, I guess then it's time to look at what other objectives we might want to achieve. I mean, the percentage of roads explored is another big one. Of course, the more map extensions like Promods and Rusmap you're putting in, then the more roads you've got to explore. So the longer it takes to get, you know, up the percentage of roads explored, if you like. But which actually makes me think it might be worth looking at the world map in a minute or two. We're in a convenient spot, pull up, have a look at the world map and see, give you an idea of what we're on. But we're about 0.2% or something I think at the moment, because we've only done a short trip down to Chelmsford, so we aren't going to have done much. But the world map does show you which roads you've actually done, so then when we're looking at new jobs in cities across Europe or something, we can look and say, oh well, we haven't been down there and that job goes down there, so I might take that one, and so on and so on. And of course you can look at all the different cargoes, and if we're taking hazardous cargoes from the ADRs, then we need beacons on our truck, and nice to get some nice air horns and best chassis, I guess, best possible engine. Because even with the best possible truck, I think there might still be engine upgrades after that you can get. So yeah, there's a number of objectives we can look at achieving. I don't think I'm going to be stopping anywhere to look at the world map at the moment, because we're getting pretty close to Grimsby now, so we might as well get to Grimsby, drop off our cargo, and then we'll perhaps have a look there. At the end of this video we'll have a look at the world map and see what it looks like, given that we've got Promods and Rusmap installed. I should have extended the world map quite considerably. So Grimsby this way. We're only 50 miles out, so we haven't got far to go. De Rijeka, I think that trailer was. Sounded Dutch. What are those big things with the ball on top, as I describe them? You seem to see a lot of those around throughout Euro Truck. I mean, a lot of the European cities, there's one of those sitting there as you go into it. I've got no idea what they are, or what they're supposed to be. I was driving in, I think it was Latvia or Lithuania or somewhere on the Rusmap the other day, and as I came down the road there was clearly a fire or something to the side of the road. There was a lot of smoke coming up, and I thought, oh, what on earth is that? And as I went by, it was a light aircraft crashed, and there were police, fire, ambulance and all that there. Hope the pilot got out okay, but yeah, it does add quite a lot to the game. You get things like that going on. I came down the road and saw all the smoke. I thought, what on earth is going on here? Found out it was a light aircraft crashed in a field. Not a very pleasant experience for the people in the plane, certainly. The emergency services were there dealing with the incident, so didn't cause any problems in terms of the road. I was quite surprised to see it because I wasn't expecting to see things like that, to be honest. I've seen a number of different things in Rusmap. Occasions there's been people at the side of the road where there's been an accident, or they've broken down, they've got the bonnet of the car up and got their heads under the bonnet trying to work out what's wrong, and one or two other emergency type situations, I think. So there's quite a bit. Rusmap has quite a lot to it, and considering it's completely free, I think it's really good. I'm not sure who's done it. Possibly somebody Russian, I would guess, but it's a very impressive piece of work, I have to say. And this road going into Grimsby here is a bit windy and uphill. You need to be a little bit careful going up here. Easy to swing out a bit too far on some of these bends with somebody coming the other way. Like that. You can end up with a bit of a problem if you're not careful. Okay, so we'll get round here. Yet another bend coming up. And now we're only just over 10 miles out, so be in Grimsby very shortly. You see, it's quite a windy road. Church down there. Yes, I think it is. There's Grimsby in front of us. Grimsby's a port city, got docks, a very big fishing city, town. I think it's a town actually, not sure. Grimsby Town Football Club, so I think it's a town. But yeah, very big in fishing. And I live in the Lincolnshire area, and around Lincolnshire you will go to lots of pubs or restaurants and they advertise fresh Grimsby fish from the North Sea. TNT I think we were going to, wasn't it? If I remember rightly. Yep, Grimsby TNT. So it's just down here on the left by the look of it. There's a rest spot immediately opposite, which will no doubt be the hotel, I would imagine. Hotel in near enough every city where you can rest if you need to. I generally use the truck maintenance depots, whatever you want to call it, workshop, whatever, where you can get your truck repaired. You can normally rest there as well. I usually go for those. Apart from anything else, on the main screen, if you look where it says new upgrades available, you can set the GPS to the nearest shop and it'll take you straight there, which is quite handy. And then you can rest there and then go on from there. If there's not one of those available anywhere, then obviously hotels are an option. Okay, so let's see what our parking requirements are like here. Not too bad. Again, it's not done any of the funny thing, I don't think, yet. It does do a strange thing. Basically, what happens is you will come to a parking space like this, and you will find there's a load of pallets or whatever piled up in it. So you actually cannot park in it, no matter what you try and do. So the only option is to hit enter and lose out on the parking bonus points. So it doesn't do it often, but it does do it, which is a bit strange. I'm trying to see if I'm going to get into that space. Doesn't look too bad until I did that. Let me get it inside that trailer, I think. No, I don't think that's going to be straight enough. One thing you can do, because in reality you would probably have somebody directing you back, so if you go to the overhead camera, you can do that. And then it's almost impossible to fail getting the trailer in there. So that effectively is replacing the guy behind you saying left a bit, right a bit, whatever. Some would say it's cheating. Personally, I don't think it is, but you know, each to their own. Saves a lot of faffing about trying to get the trailer parked. You don't want to be spending time messing about trying to park a trailer. You want to be spending your time driving across Europe and visiting different cities and everything. That's the point of the game, really. So we've leveled up now. So when we hit continue, here are our skills. So I always put about the first 4 on long distance to get longer distance jobs which pay more. We've got a couple of emails, so we can get money from the bank, but I'd probably do one more job before doing that. But just before we finish this video, so there's the roads that we've covered. So we went Cambridge to Chelmsford, so the yellow bit of road going downwards, and then Cambridge to Grimsby, the yellow road going upwards. We've done 0.35%, yippee. And if we go this way, you can see we've got all of this we can do. So a long way we can go. There's Russia, St. Petersburg. I was looking for Moscow. Can't see it, but it must be there somewhere, I'm sure. My geography of Russia is not good. So, to be honest, I could be looking straight at it and wouldn't know. We come back. Gdansk, that I can see there, that's Poland. Warsaw, there's the capital of Poland sitting there. Minsk, that's Russia, isn't it? Krakow is Poland still, I think. Vienna is Austria, that's Vienna. Bratislava, Budapest, Hungary. So yeah, there's a fair bit there to go at, and take us a while to get around all of that. And the Vive la France extension DLC gives us most of France, and then Promods I think adds a bit more into that as well. So a lot of roads to explore. At the moment we've done 0.35%. So having a target of getting all the roads explored is probably a pretty ambitious one. Okay, so we'll leave it there for this video. So that's our second job done. Join me next time. We'll pick up another job from Grimsby. Again, probably staying in the UK. And that will be the job after which we will get a bank loan and buy our truck. Okay, see you soon. Take care, guys. Happy trucking.